He drops a little bit of health. That's good. Now back through and warp to the next area. Might as well choose the crystal so that I can have it ready. As you saw, there's a blank in my inventory. And that blank in the inventory was for the jar that held, like, you know, you can, basically like a jar from Zelda 2, certain fountains in the game, you can use it on in order to refill it, and it's basically like having an extra thing of health. You can drink it at any time in order to refill your health. The thing is, it was easily found in Laconia before, but for some reason in this version, it got changed to a different location, or it's just glitched out and I couldn't find it. I'm not sure where it went, and because like I said before, I didn't have a guide, I just figured it was okay just to skip it. I find out later in the game, the enemies end up, once I get the golden apple, the enemies do a lot less damage than they did in the NES version, and I basically don't even need that extra bit of health, that in case I would get low on health. I end up not even needing it really. What I just got right there was the first of the 3 hearts that I need to collect from the heroine. As you saw, the heroine appears and gives you a message. It was much nicer done in the NES version, with a nice little cutscene, as well as like the main theme of the Battle of Olympus, which was played at the opening title screen, the main screen of the game. But it also plays there. It's one of my favorite songs in the game. But for some reason in this version they don't have those specific cutscenes. Now that I have that, it's time to go ahead and head to a new place altogether, making a pit stop here in order to pick up a key which we'll need in order to enter another area. The next place I'm going to is actually one of the more annoying places in the entire game, because there's a lot of cliffs and you can jump and end up hitting into an enemy, and when you do so, you end up just getting knocked right into a hole and end up dying. It's one of the most annoying places in the game easily. Probably the most annoying by far. Now to get there, I had to fight with this giant golem here, and to wake him up, which I accidentally used the harp, I meant to use the ocarina, he immediately pops up, and it's time to do battle with him. The hit detection on trying to hit him sometimes doesn't necessarily work, but he only takes 3 hits, which is far less than I was expecting, and he's taken care of, so it's now into this next, to Phthia. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce this area still, so yeah, I'm sorry for the pronunciation not being perfect by far. I know I don't know how to say that one. It's one of the ones, I admit, I have no idea really how to pronounce it. And I didn't learn it during the time that I spent playing the NES run, or my times playing this version so far. I still haven't learned exactly how to say that. But here in this area, I shall just call it by that, I am first stopping by to pick up another ambrosia for free, which will increase my health bar. There we go. I can also, if I go all the way to the left of this area, if I go like where I am now, if I go to the left, I actually can get the final sword of the game, but since it costs a decent amount of olives still, it's just not worth it to spend the time to build the olives up in order to get it, so I'm just going to skip it, and instead go ahead and just continue on the game. Okay, continue to the right, jump up, go back to where we actually pretty much start the area from, but instead we're going to go to the right this time. There is where we came in. Watch out for these bugs. They're good for dropping random olives and health items, just like, you know, scorpions and such from Laconia. But they're actually a little bit more easy to manage, I think, because their pattern, they just move left and right on their own. They're not determined by how close you get to them. That's one of the annoyances about those scorpions in Laconia. Like, the closer you get, sometimes they'll be going to the right while you follow behind them, and all of a sudden they'll jolt to the left and come right back at you and end up hitting you. Those little bugs, they just mind their own business, and they don't even really care if you're there or not. Now here's a little mini enemy, the centaur, who you really don't even need to fight. But he's really easy to take care of. 3 little quick hits to his legs, he's done. Jump up here and enter into this waterfall. Kind of a weird place for an entrance, I know. But I gotta use the crystal again here. And it opens up a secret entrance, and inside is another one of the fairies, which will grant us the second heart that we get from our heroine. So now we have 2 of the 3 hearts that we need in order to save Iris, or the heroine in your case, whatever you want to call her. I just called her Iris, like I said in the NES version, just a random Greek mythology style name that I liked for whatever reason. So, now that we have the second heart piece, time to go to the right. And now we're going to be doing battle with an enemy very similar to the Hydra. It's a flying dragon, and by defeating him, he gives us a golden apple. And the golden apple decreases all the damage that we take from enemy hits. The enemies, and it like pretty much halves the damage that we take from enemies. So it's not a necessary item to beat the game, but it's a very, very helpful item. And since the battle is actually really easy to manage, you might as well go ahead and pick it up. So here it is. It's not very exciting. He just kind of moves in the same pattern, takes a few hits, he's done. Go all the way to the right. When you reach all the way, the apple will fall from the tree there. And picked it up, so now all the enemies, when they hit me, they'll be doing a lot less damage, which very, very crucial for certain areas. And since the hit detection isn't perfect in the Game Boy version, it's even more beneficial than ever before. So now that we have 2 hearts, and we have the golden apple, it's now time to leave this area, and we're actually going to be going back to Laconia, and heading to the right where we fought the Harpy, going past that area to the island of Crete, which is one of the most annoying parts of the game. It is the most annoying. In the NES version, it's one of those dungeons where it's lots of rooms, and each room leads to a different colored hallway. Well, this is a Game Boy, and since unfortunately it doesn't have colors, we just have to kind of look at the background to kind of figure out where we are and where we're supposed to be going and try to figure it out. I'm sure I'm gonna mess it up. I think I have a decent path at finding where to go and how to get through it, but I'm sure it's not perfect. So that one, I had a really easy path in the NES version. This one, not so much, so bear with me as I kind of probably will struggle through the island of Crete dungeon to try to find not only the power bracelet, but to find the battle with the Minotaur, and then to find the exit, which leads us to the final dungeon. Okay, here we are at the little island where we did battle with the Harpy, and we're just going to bypass the door and all, and just go farther to the right, and we get to another whole set of water. Summon the dolphin, and head to the right. And by doing so, we land at the island of Crete. Oh yes, this dungeon, like I said before, it's bad enough with the multicolored hallways, but when you don't even have the colors to guide you, and yet they kind of go by the background patterns, it's even more annoying than ever once imagined. Once we arrive here, we have to do battle with this little knight guy, who's extremely easy. He just takes a couple stabs to the legs, and he goes down pretty quickly. Now, because unfortunately I don't have 50 olives already, I am going to have to grind a little bit while in here, so I'm going to have to focus on my time to kill some of the enemies, and they're going to hit me a lot in here, because they don't get any knockback from getting hits, and they just take so many hits I have to button mash really quickly in order to take them out. The random, soldier girls here, the warrior women here, Xena here, trying to take them out is really big pain. They just end up blowing right through me half the time and hitting me for damage. Even though I'm pressing the button as fast as I can to hit them, my sword does not go fast enough. But the thing is, they do drop a good amount of olives, and since I need them, I'm already halfway now to 50. Now I'm over 50, over halfway to 50. Have 27 olives now. I'm going to actually get to the area or right in front of the door where I need to go buy the item, so that I'll be right about where I need to be, so I can just instantly, when I get 50, go in and go buy it real quick and try to get out of there as quick as possible. Fight another one of the soldiers. Get another one. Okay. Head to the right here. I think this is about the quickest path I could find, so I'm sure there's a quicker one I could probably get here in like 2 rooms or something, but this is pretty much the quickest way I was able to locate while doing practice runs about this game. Take it out. There we go. Pick up an olive. Okay, head to the right here as soon as this guy wants to fall down. There we go. 33 now. Keep heading over. Go ahead, enter here. Fight another one of the soldiers. Pick up an ambrosia, a little mini piece of ambrosia there. The little mini health things. Head over to the left. Like I said, I know I'm taking like the long way to get here, but since I also have to collect olives, it's not so bad that I'm taking a longer path in order to get where I need to be. Since I can't buy the item yet anyway, might as well take my sweet time getting there. More ghosts, which the ghosts are very good. They only take a couple hits, and they usually drop an item most of the time you kill them. Another health item. I prefer olives. Come on, you know you want to drop them. Think olive. The little round things. Think about them. Okay, this is actually the room where the throne area is, the god chambers that I'll need in order to buy the power bracelet. So I'm gonna hang out right around here. I'm just gonna go in and out of this room, fight the creatures out here, go inside, get them to respawn, and then go on and until I can get a full set of 50 olives in order to buy the power bracelet. Each time I re-enter, I have to fight, not only one soldier, but I have 2 ghosts to fight, so I have a good amount of chance of being able to pick it up. So just respawn them because I accidentally walked off the screen. Okay, pick a little health item.